Oh. So,
Really see the farmer's team here. It's particularly dramatic on
studio
camera.
engineers.
Well, yeah, it's really dramatic on the camera. It doesn't seem nearly that dramatic when I look at it myself.
All I can see is my massive guns.
There you go.
So, Mr. Eaton.
Yes.
So, what did you think of the week?
It was a good week. It was a very productive week. We got a ridiculous amount of piano done in a couple of days, and it's all really, really good.
Yeah.
Which is nice. It's very unusual to get that amount of stuff done that quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I was surprised at how fast it went too. I mean, you know, it was off to a roaring start, and then the pieces got harder, and we slogged through that, and then day two seemed kind of the highlight for me.
Yeah, we got 5 pieces done in day 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so a lot.
Yeah.
And we ate.
Yes, we did.
So
we've eaten a lot. They eat very well here, by the way.
We do eat. It's true.
Yeah, and very well. Yeah.
It's acceptable to address the camera.
Yeah, yes, it is. I was just looking to see if any of the food that we've eaten is on my shirt, my white shirt.
Yeah, I don't see it.
You know, I'd also like to find out a little bit about what it's like, just generally to work with Will. I know I've seen you guys work together, and there seems like so much synergy between you guys.
Yeah, we do. We get along really well. I have a ridiculous amount of respect for him and for his, the kind of massive catalog that he's made over the years. And so basically, I just have a lot of fun being here, kind of being in the creative process with him, because I really trust him.
Mm-hmm.
He's made so much really amazing music that it's great to just kind of be part of that and know that he's, in terms of the teamwork of him and me, we've got each other's backs in a really nice way. He makes sure that the art is as artful as it can be, and I do everything that I can possibly do to both get out of his way and also execute what he wants to hear.
Yeah, and I've seen that firsthand, just the dance that you guys do. And, all of these important decisions that have to be made in the long hours, I can imagine it'd be really easy to get on each other's nerves, but somehow you guys navigate that really well.
We get along okay.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah. And I've really benefited from that this week for sure.
It's a funny thing when you think about what the job is. I mean, every decision is subjective. There is no black, white, hard. It's like every decision, and you make literally thousands of subjective decisions in a workday.
Yeah. And
somehow everybody in the room has to be okay with them. It's kind of amazing that it works at all.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take 3 people from corporate America and ask them to come up with, subjective opinions that agree on anything, it's
a mess.
It's a mess, and so it's amazing that it does work. As well as it does. And I think a lot of that has to do with both the respect I have for him and the respect he has for me. He leans on me for certain things, and I basically just try and get him what he wants to hear as quickly as I can.
Well, after this, we'll let you watch the video that he made, because he said some complimentary things about you.
Did he?
I guess the last thing I'd like to know is, if you were to sort of point to a highlight of the week, what would it be for you, do you think?
Highlight of the week?
Yeah.
I think that for me, it's now. It's kind of getting to go back and kind of listen and hear the pieces and kind of shape the piece. We're in the mix stages now, and so you get to kind of go back and hear the pieces. When you're in the moment of the pieces, you're kind of microscopic on the sections as the pieces happen, and making sure that all the little edits are fine, and then you finish it and you move on to the next piece, and you don't get to spend any time actually listening. I don't get to spend any time. That's all that Will does, which is why the jobs work.
Yeah.
I don't get to spend any time listening to the piece of music. The job on my part is that purely technical, making sure that anything I do does not sound like I did something. So, and now I get to kind of sit back and listen and make decisions about things and say, I think it would be nice if it sounded a little more like this, or maybe this, and then I get to kind of participate more in the music making, like we were doing in that last piece, where you look at the introduction and you say, this introduction would have a little more drama if the introduction were down a little bit and moved into the piece and kind of opened up a little bit. I get to kind of participate it's much more of an artistic role than the actual
Yeah.
the editing and microscopic work that happens earlier. Now it's you can big picture it and enjoy the music more for me.
Yeah, and Will and I were talking about that, how there's definitely musicianship required in the mixing process.
Sure. Oh,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
You know, and and you have to have such a good set of ears to do that.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how many times I've been sitting there, you know, and you've stopped and said, "Whoa, did you hear that?" And you know, it takes me 2 or 3 times before I hear it.
Well, it's all, you know, when you sit in front of a pair of speakers, as much as I do, I guess you just end up listening differently. You know, that's just what it is. It's practice as much as it is anything else, just from doing it. You know, like I have the same set of ears on my head that everyone else has. I just have a lot more hours on them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I've really appreciated it. And just the whole experience has been wonderful for me, and I just want to thank you for the role that you've played in that.
Absolutely.
Know? Just I've felt welcomed, and my opinion's been welcomed, and you know, I haven't felt you know, pressure you know, to perform, which is kind of a killer, you know, could be a killer, and so I really appreciate that. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right.